Welcome back to the woods, and technically we're just outside the wood line. I'm on an ancient trackway, believe it or not, and this trackway used to serve for agricultural but predominantly mining, and it, you know, would be staggering to think of all the people over hundreds of years that have walked this trackway. But tonight I'm wild camping here. Southeasterly winds, very brisk. It's going to be cold, so I'm going to use the hedge as a leeway and create a barrier to stop the worst of the wind. It's an impromptu wild camp, it's just been thrown together, but I'm looking forward to it. It's been it's been well over a month since I last got out for a wild camp, and because I'm on a raised area off the track, I'm actually in a nice firm dry spot, so I'm not going to be totally covered in mud. The only thing is, there are dog walkers around. I've kind of timed it to avoid the worst of them, but I can't imagine many would be wanting to use this trackway because it heads down into the valley. But having said that, I made a massive mistake last year, end of the year, when I was wild camping by a river. I stated on film nobody would be coming along this track this time of day, and lo and behold, somebody did. And on camera I had a nice little chat with them. They were very good, and they really were kind of into what I was doing. But you know, I'm going to try and keep it a little bit discreet. So but having said that, it's still that time of year where you can't drag things out too far. I've got to get my tarp tent up, and I've got to get something on the go to eat. So, as I always say, let's make this happen. So as you can see, I've just really chucked up a camp really quick. I didn't film it. You've seen me, you know, put a camp up many times. I just needed to get it up. Light is beginning to fade. There is the chance of some rain, but it's not forecasted to be heavy and torrential. But yeah, I'm situated, as you can see, right on the track, and it runs down through the valley. And if I spin you around, you can see the track heading back up into the woodland there. I walk the dog in this woodland, and it's actually joins a local town, so it is well used by people. And in the summer, a lot of like youngsters come in here wild camping. So I'm getting a wild camp here now before the summer comes, and for me it would be just too busy. I'm keeping it simple, and it's just basically a pasta which you boil up, and yeah, for under £1 you can get this, and it's a meal in itself. You can just use water. I'm using milk because I prefer it with milk, and I've brought enough to do my coffees and also do this, and that will fill you up and get you through the night. In the morning I've got some breakfast biscuits, because I got to be away pretty early because I'm doing the school run and got to help out at home. So yeah, just a very quick feed for myself, and fantastic value to get you out in the woods and give you a square meal. Under £1, a full pasta meal. So you can see camp down there, and I'm just walking up into the woodland. It's not that far to get up into the woodland, and you join another track that goes round to mining works. And yeah, this whole area is pock-marked with mines. But from here you can see another little village, possibly 2 miles across the valley. But boy, it's getting cold in here now. Now this is like a commercial woodland, which has got, you know, pockets of beech, ash, oak, a lot of sycamore in here. But yeah, it's a convenient woodland for the local town, so it's heavily used, and with that comes all the litter, trash, dog poo and things like that. So it's not a particularly desirable woodland to come to do in wild camp, but it's one of those woodlands that is so convenient. Like, I bring my dog here and go for a nice pleasant walk. You know, there's nothing wrong with the woodland. Like I said, it's just that due to heavy footfall and traffic, you will get people that will abuse it. But you know, it's still nice. I'm enjoying it here, but it's beginning to get cold. That southeasterly wind is beginning to bite. So like I've said, this track here would have been heavily used by miners back in the day, and when I use the word day, they would have gone down underground and it would have been dark, just candlelight, and they would have gone to work in the dark and, well, literally gone home in the dark. Their whole lives were pretty much spent in darkness, except for the extremes of the summer months, I guess. But walking this track, you do have to really wonder who's walked it, the characters and the people from bygone eras. So if you're wondering what this looks like, it is really nice. You get it in different flavours or different varieties, but yeah, it's really creamy and it fills you up, and within a few moments you really do have a solid meal. The only thing is, you have to soak your mess tin or dish for 10-15 minutes and use a baby wipe to clean it up. It does tend to stick to the pan like, well, I won't say the word, but it does stick to it like that. That wind is really biting. It's coming down off the hillside through the wood. But it's really peaceful being here. I haven't been out and done an overnighter, like I was saying, in well over a month. We've just had dog walkers pass and they stopped at the top of the track and looked down at me. Dogs were barking and going like that, then they went on their way. Because so many people use this woodland, what I'm doing here isn't out of the question. Like I said, so many teenagers, they tend to, it's about a quarter of a mile long, this woodland, and they tend to keep more up to where the town is. I'm at the real extremity. It's just the hardened dog walkers who do a complete loop, but they've just about got to be out of light now. None of them will be in here then. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to tonight. I've got no alcohol or drink, because I've got to be up early and I've got to crack on, and I've got quite into drinking non-alcoholic cider at the moment. I haven't got none with me, but I quite like it actually. You get the taste of the cider, and with the health benefits of not having alcohol. But I'm going to eat this up now. Now, if you believe in ghosts and spirits and things like that, camping here on a trackway that's been used for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years by people, you know, it's probably a good place to start. So I don't know what I'm expecting tonight. I could have a pleasant or an unpleasant surprise. What do you reckon? Now, my setup there does actually make me look a little bit of a hobo, but I quite enjoy the simplicity of my setup actually. It kind of suits my personality, and I've got a feeling I could be quite at home if I was back in the, what was it, the 20s or 30s, in the heyday of the hobos. But yeah, it's my little hobo setup here. Well, I can't get away from it. I've actually got to clean everything. I could leave it till tomorrow morning, but boy, I'd be here really cussing and swearing, because it would be like trying to get wallpaper paste off everything. As it is, it's not that pleasant a job. But I've got water in there. It's just now to just keep scrubbing and scrubbing. Actually, it's not too bad. I think I put the water in just at the right time before it started going like cement. Bit like porridge, when you've microwaved your morning porridge and you eat it, you leave your bowl on the side, you come back later on, a couple hours later, you almost have to chisel it off. But yeah, I've probably got a good 10 minutes doing this. So I know I've come out pretty much after the school run, and I've done my chores at home, and then got everybody settled, scampered out here, set myself up, and I've got to be home for the school run and sort the home out in the morning. It's just precious, these few hours for myself being out in the woods. When you watch what's happening in the world and on TV, my God, something like this is just enough to cleanse the soul and make you feel alive again, if I'm going to use that word. Because really, when you just watch the TV, you could be forgiven for thinking what really is happening with the world. There's just no hope. So yeah, just get out here. In fact, you know, it is good for the mental health just to get out and do a reset in nature. You know, you can't beat it. You know it's cold, and I'm not messing around when I start getting my warm kit on. It's the usual setup for me, like a layer setup, hoodie, t-shirt, and yeah, just the old surf robe. It's not a dry robe, anything like that. It's just like a really long hoodie with no sleeves. It's fantastic actually. You can tuck it into your trousers. And it just gives you that long base, so that when you're lying in your sleeping bag and you're rolling around, sometimes your t-shirt or your top will ride up and you get that cold spot on your back. Well, this is so long, it's down to your knees. I don't get that. That wind is really picking up. I'm going to feel it tonight, I think. Now, I was thinking the other day, there will obviously come a time where, yeah, I'm approaching 54. I won't want to come out in the winter and in, you know, extreme or cold conditions or wet conditions. And yeah, I'm just wondering, when do you reach that point where you stop the hard winter wild camping and bushcrafting? It then becomes like a late spring, summer, early autumn, and then it gradually drops off the tail end of summer, so you just do it in the summer, and then ultimately you just don't do it at all and you just enjoy going out for walks and that. And I know everybody's different in that, and everybody's got bodies or built different, but yeah, it just got me thinking the other day, at what point do you actually realise it's time to hang up your, you know, tarp, bushcraft knife, head torches, lanterns, and, well, take up golf? That wind is really picking up. Well, as you can see, the light is disappearing. I've got my last coffee and a chocolate biscuit there. I'm going to smash these back, just have a little few moments to ponder with my thoughts. I'm going to turn the lantern off and I'm going to get myself snuggled up in my sleeping bags, 2 of them, and 2 roll mats, and get an early night because early start, like I've alluded to. And yeah, it's been really pleasant. I've needed this. It's been a tough six odd weeks, so I've needed this. So yeah, I'll then get back to the family in the morning. So I'll catch you again in the morning just to check in with you guys. Well guys, it is bitterly cold, but I'm going to get camp closed down now. Birds are singing and the wind is really bitterly cold. I'm really feeling it this morning. Yeah, so I'm going to get this closed down and then we'll have a little chat just before I walk out of here. So catch you in a minute. Well guys, all packed up and ready to go, and that was a thoroughly enjoyable overnighter. The wind picked up, like I said, and it's cold, but you deal with those things when you're outdoors, and it just adds to the experience and the memories for doing things like this. But a wild camp on an ancient trackway and footpath, something different, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't have any unwanted visitors last night of the ghost or spiritual kind. They probably had more sense, you know, it was a bit too cold. But yeah, on an old trackway that farmers, miners and everybody going about their life would have used, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. But for me, it was just an overnighter, enjoying being out in the woods and out in the wild. The total contrast of yesteryear to today. But like I said, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But I've got to make my way home now. I've got chores and things to do at home. So I'm going to say goodbye. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to catch you guys on the trail.